Elon Musk made a big splash in February when it was announced the electric car manufacturer Tesla had purchased $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and would be accepting the cryptocurrency as payment for its vehicles, making it the first Fortune 500 company to do so. The announcement led to a months-long bull run for Bitcoin, which reached an all-time high of almost $65,000. Fast forward a few months, and the bloom feels like it might be off the rose a little bit. Last week, Musk sent a shockwave through the crypto market, tweeting, "Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel." He added, "Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at great cost to the environment." Bitcoin's price began tumbling almost immediately. So is the writing on the wall for the burgeoning crypto market, or is this just a bump in the road? Joining me now is tech journalist for NBTV and the host of CoinDesk's The Hash, Naomi Brockwell. Naomi, thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's just start with the environmental factors here, those concerns over Bitcoin mining. Can you explain what the concern is and also tell us whether it's overblown?
Sure thing. So if you read between the lines about Elon Musk's announcement, it turns out that on the same day he announces that Tesla is no longer accepting Bitcoin payments, Tesla is also applying for renewable energy credits. So this seems to me to be a lot more about a PR stunt and appeasing the correct governmental institutions than anything to do with Bitcoin being havoc on the environment. If you actually look at Bitcoin production, 45% of Bitcoin energy is derived from renewable sources, and then three quarters of miners actually use renewables in their mix as well. I think what a lot of people don't realize about the energy debate around Bitcoin is that it's not like when you feed a city and you have to have the electrical source close to the city. Bitcoin miners can go wherever energy is cheapest, wherever it's most abundant. So what you see is that actually you're gathering around areas, for example, in Sichuan, where you have 2 times as much energy produced from hydropower that they can actually fit in their dams. That's a hotbed for crypto mining. So it's places like that that are actually benefiting because Bitcoin miners are taking energy off their hands. In New Hampshire, you have power plants, you have nuclear power plants that are producing too much energy. And so they're going to have to do something about all of the energy they're producing because they can't just turn off those plants, right, when the grid gets full. So cryptocurrency can actually become very useful for that in terms of mining.
Are there other cryptocurrencies that aren't as energy intensive and perhaps use that, other than Bitcoin, and use that as now an advantage to try to push themselves as an alternative? How, crypto or Bitcoin rather is what, close to $1 trillion market value. And so there could be some others that want to be competitors. Are they trying to use the energy question to gain an advantage here?
I think there are definitely some cryptocurrencies and communities rallying around these cryptocurrencies that are trying to push that. There are different ways that cryptocurrencies achieve consensus. It gets very technical very quickly, but basically proof of work uses a lot of computational power, but then you have this thing called proof of stake. Now, everyone's heard of Ethereum at this stage, and they're trying to transition over to a proof of stake model. The idea being that they would consume less energy. But just rewinding a little bit on that note, this energy debate, it always strikes me as odd because it's like people are considering cryptocurrency to be this extraneous thing and it's unnecessary and it's using this energy. And they're not quite realizing the value that cryptocurrency is giving the world. They're giving the world uncensorable money. They're giving the world the power of financial sovereignty. Now, perhaps in the United States, where people are more comfortable with their government, maybe they're okay with not having financial sovereignty. Maybe they're okay with getting the bank's permission every time they want to make a purchase. But if you're in Venezuela and all of your money is locked up in a financial system that you can't access, you're losing all of your savings. It's being hyperinflated away. If you're in China and you're trying trying to access medicine or your clothing. And these are things that the government has decided, well, maybe you can't have access to it. Maybe your social credit rating isn't good enough and you can't participate in certain marketplaces. Cryptocurrency becomes incredibly valuable for giving these people freedom. So I don't think it's a matter of saying, well, it uses energy, therefore it should be shut down. Hospitals use energy. Everything that is valuable basically uses energy. So it's like a strange debate where people aren't saying, well, how much does the traditional financial system use in terms of energy? They probably use the amount of a small country as well, only they're also, inflating away our currency. And I think the cryptocurrency is more valuable in that regard.